Aloha from Kilipohe, Keikani Lahua. So today's something a little different. We have this little coffee plant, and it's not real big. It's just a maybe a 1.5 feet tall. But it blossomed real good over the spring, and all summer we've had these coffee cherries growing. And I was going to let them go until they turn red, but they don't really seem to be turning red. Some of them, they end up being brown like that and just kind of shriveling up before they even get to the point of being any good. So I'm going to go ahead and pick them at this stage. And we're going to see if we can't make a cup of coffee or more out of it.
So John, are those the beans? The roasting beans?
No, these are called cherries. And so this is what we got so far here. This is maybe, I don't know, maybe a pound of cherries. And then we're going to pulp these and get these beans, which still have a parchment on them. They're over the top of the green beans, and we'll take that off too. But for starters, we're just gonna pick these, and we're gonna try to figure out a way to pulp them so we can get the beans out of there. Try to get nice nice golden beans, not green ones like that. Just put a bunch of mulch down, so stuff is pretty low to the ground. Okay, so there's our beans, cherries, and we will pulp those and come back and show you what's next. Okay, so we got our cherries in the bin here, and I'm just gonna, I tried this already, it seems to work okay. I'm just gonna throw a few in this strainer, like that, and I'm gonna stick my hand in here and just kind of squeeze them around and smash them on the bottom of the thing. And in pretty short order, the beans will start coming out. You can see one there. Throw the bean there in the thing. And it's, it's kind of sticky. Kind of has a sweet smell to it, right?
It does. Even Lucy's noticed it.
And I'm just going to squish these up to get the beans out of these cherries. And then we'll put those aside.
Are the cherries edible?
I don't know. Comment.
Chicken feed?
If you like. But they, you can buy little hand mills to do this with, which we, of course, we don't have, so. But we don't really need one, considering we got like maybe a pound of cherries, which will probably yield 1/4 pound or less of beans once they're all dried and roasted.
Don't waste it.
Don't waste them. Valuable cargo.
See one in there.
Huh?
See one down there.
I can kind of rinse them off a little bit. And separate them a little easier sometimes. Seems. And you can kind of just, grab a berry or a cherry and squeeze it, and the two bean halves will just pop out of there. This one's kind of green, so it's not working so well. Okay, we'll come back when we got them all processed here. All right, well, there's our coffee beans depulped from the cherries. And we're going to dry those now for a few days in the sun. And after that, we'll come back and we'll be ready to take the parchment off and roast them. Okay, we'll try it out. Let you know how it goes. Okay, so the beans, this is what they look like after they've been dried, but they've been drying in the sun for probably 5 or 6 days. We went to Honolulu, so they had some extra time. So the next thing you do is you have to take this covering off and to get them to look like that. So since we don't have that many, we've just been cracking them and peeling them. And you can pull the bean out. And there's a secondary skin on there, but apparently that just comes off when you roast it. So we're going to do that. And I know it looks like a pain in the rear. I'm sure, you know, like just like taking the fruit off, the berry. There's mechanized machines that do this. Oops. But since we only have, you know, what, maybe a tenth of a pound there, it doesn't take much time to go ahead and just do them all. Okay, so there's all our beans, and the next step is we roast them, and then we're going to grind them up and put them in a filter and see what they taste like. All right, here we are back the next morning, and we got our roasting pan here. It's just, you know, regular non-stick pan, and yeah, it's about 450 in there. We got our little bag of beans, and we're just gonna shove them in there. And I understand the key to roasting coffee is to keep it moving. Don't let it sit too long. You want to keep it flipping over and moving around. Okay, this is going to take a few minutes, so we'll pause and come back. Okay, we're starting to get to, I guess, what they call first crack, as they are cracking, and the little bits are coming off, the little papery bits. That's fine. And I started using this spoon because it's just kind of hard to flip it. I lost a couple on the floor, so just kind of stir it up, keep it moving. All right, pausing. Okay, we've been going just a couple of minutes now, maybe 5 total, and they're starting to show some pretty nice dark color. I don't know how dark I'm going to go, but we'll just let them go for a little bit longer, and then take them off the heat and let them cool. Okay, they're crackling pretty good now, and there's a little bit of smoke coming off, so I think I'm going to call it good there. They're not quite as dark. They're a little darker than they show up on the video, and they do have a little bit of that oily sheen, so we're going to call that. You can see they're smoking pretty good. Turn on the fan. Get a plate here. Back on the stove so the fan can suck them out. We don't want the alarm to go off. Okay, tomorrow morning we're going to make some coffee and see how it tastes. Alright, that's after they've been de-chafed. They look pretty good. Nice dark brown color. I use this salad spinner basket to just kind of rub them around. It has these little whelps, and it worked really good for getting the that papery chafe stuff out. But yeah, you know, I don't know how much that is. I guess we could weigh it and find out. Hold on. Okay, so that's zeroed out. I didn't weigh the berries, so I don't know for sure. Oops, losing a few. 1 ounce. 1/16 of a pound of coffee from our tree. There you go. Okay, good morning. We're back here and we got our coffee. And I have to say that, boy, after we roasted this yesterday, it sure smelled really good in the house. It smelled like nice roasted coffee the whole time. So we're just gonna put it here in mixer grinder. I guess that's pretty much about as much as we normally do. Grind it up. Has a little nuttier smell than the normal coffee. You normally drink like Starbucks dark roast from Costco. But yeah, so this kind of has a little bit more nutty smell to it. All right, pause in there and then we'll make... Okay, I decided to go with about 7 cups. Normally, you know, when we're doing this for the two of us, we do all the way up to the top, like 12 cups. But I think we use a little bit more coffee than that. So, and I like my coffee strong, so we'll see how this turns out. Okay, well, finished brewing. Looked like coffee. Let's see here. Smells kind of like coffee. Not quite as dark and rich as the Starbucks stuff we get. Tastes okay. It's not quite the morning kick, but it's not bitter or anything. It's kind of sweeter and more nutty than I'm used to. Yeah, there you go. Couple cups of coffee out of one tree. Aloha.